I didn't want to commit suicide or nothing, but I wanted to die.
What did you dream of doing when you're growing up?
I'm honest with you, I really didn't have many dreams growing up. When I would say after I graduated high school, I did want to become a doctor. Ironically, yeah, I kind of messed that up. Um, I had when I was moved to North Carolina after high school. Well, I won't say after high school, probably a little after high school. I had got a job working as a tire technician, got promoted as a mechanic, and I had got into a car accident. And I had to do like 6 months of physical therapy, and I had a doctor that overprescribed pain medicine to me. So, and I didn't know no better. I was 19, so if it came from the doctor, it must be good, right? No. So I was taking that for years. It just took control of my life. And
Like, how did you like get off that? Like, what kind of steps did you take?
well, I tried rehabs and stuff at first. That won't work. None of that stuff really works unless you're really, really ready to stop. I didn't have enough consequences or negative consequences because of it. So, but it did get worse. I started doing things I would never do normally, in the state I'm in now. I started getting into, I started doing petty crimes, just to sustain my habit because it's pretty expensive, But to be honest with you, jail saved my life. I violated probation by catching a petty charge, and he gave me 3 months. I got clean in jail. It was the worst time of my life, but I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't be here in front of you today if it wasn't for that decision that he made. And I never looked back at it.
So that basically changed your outlook on life.
Absolutely.
And what kind of like outlook did you have then?
I didn't want to commit suicide or nothing, but I wanted to die. I was tired of living the life I was living. I had no purpose. I felt worthless. The people, my wife at the time, made me feel worthless. I didn't really have support of my family. It was just awful. It's funny. Like a week before I got in trouble, I remember getting on my knees and just like crying and begging, my higher power for some kind of help, because it was getting bad. It was just, it's a progression. It's not like you just go from an addiction, you just start doing crazy stuff. It's a gradual thing. I started doing worse. I started compromising everything I believed in one day at a time. He pretty much answered my prayers, I guess, so to speak, and because it could have got worse.
And like, what about like things like school and work and what do you do about that?
School as far as...
Well, even like high school, elementary, and even college too.
Well, I did in grade, from 1 through 8, I was fine, perfect. Once I got in high school, my parents sent me to a private school. I went to Benedictine when they were open. And, when I was in high school, I don't know, I didn't do so well for the first few years. I didn't think I was intelligent. I really, like I said, with my parents, I'm adopted by the way too. They were great. They did their best, but like they never like, I don't know, like how I am with my kids. I converse with them, get see what they like, try to always tell them, you're doing great, or you're smart, or and if they're messing up, I let them know, without having them feel like they're bad people, and I just, I remember in ninth grade, I got like a few D's and like a B or something. Basically, I had like a 1.9 or something. I got so scared. I was intimidated of my dad. I used to get whoopings out this world, and like it was the type like you just want to do something behind his back, even for the littlest things, because you were afraid to get whooped. But no, I had fabricated my report card. I had I think we had just got a scanner or something. I learned how to use it, and I turned all my D's to A's, and but I had got caught because I left all the paperwork under the computer desk. I couldn't find it, but my aunt found it, and I remember getting in trouble severely.
How do you think your life would have been different if you hadn't taken the path that you're taking right now?
Oh, well, let me put it like this. I honestly don't regret anything from this point because I have the most wonderful wife. My kids are awesome, and right now, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything greater right now. If I had to, how do I say it? If I had to go through everything I went through again in order to be where I am now, I would do it. I know it sounds crazy, but I would.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense because like your identity is also comes from your past, basically. So.
Yeah, and even with high school, like I said, I was hanging around the wrong people too, and I don't want to say it was by choice. My neighbors, my dad was best friends with the kid's dad that lived down the street from me. They were terrible. They were a little bit older than me. You know what I'm saying? I was just becoming a teenager, and so they were kind of that negative influence. And so like 10th grade year, I missed 56 days of school. Then 11th grade, 10th grade, I had got kicked out of the private school, so I had to go to the closest public school, which was Mumford. And basically, I did okay in 11th grade, but by the time I got to 12th grade, I was in the 12th grade with 10th grade credits. And it was like, it doesn't look like you're going to graduate on time. And it hit me. I was like, wait, like, I don't want to be no bum. I don't want to, you see people that don't graduate high school and they not do nothing with their lives, And so, man, I had buckled down. I got my parents to pay for night school for me. So I had a 1 to 8 for the first semester, no lunch, and 4 night school classes the first semester, and a 1 to 8 the next semester with 3 night school classes. I think altogether I had 22 classes my 12th grade year. Graduated with a 3.4 on the honor roll. And then with all that though, I was like, man, I'm done with school. I don't want to go to college because that took a lot out of me, and that's why I didn't start college right away. So.
And what made your decision to go to college?
Well, I when I got clean, I started to do things. It's almost like when you're using, it stunts you at the age you started using. So I started using at 19 and got clean at 28. So it's like those 9 years that I was using, I had pressed the pause button on my life, But so after that, I realized like what I really wanted to do, and I still, with the felony on my record from when I caught the prescription fraud charge, there wasn't much I could do at the time. So Focus Hope had a program, a machinist training program that I did, and I graduated that program at the top of the class. So I was like, well, okay, I can do this. I wanted to do more. So I started really thinking about what I felt passionate about, electrical engineering just fit the bill, you know. And I was like, well, I started going to Wayne County, and cause it's cheaper, you know. I'm 30 years old, 33 now, but I was like, well, you know, it's probably cheaper to do 2 years at the community college than go to a university. So just got my associates last year, and well, not last year, this past August, in general studies. So now I think I got till the fall of 2019 for the bachelor's. Yeah.
And how was your like first year of college though? Because you started like later than most of them.
You know, it actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was I was always like decent at math. You know, it was math heavy, and I did pretty well. If I took classes before at Wayne County, but I kind of like messed over them, and so like I had like a bunch of drops and a bunch of E's. You know, so that kind of messes with my GPA. I would have had like a 3.6 there, but with all those E's, it dropped it down to like a 2.7. So, but yeah, did pretty well.
And what are some like the moral principles that you learned from your past that you take into account today? You still go by.
I guess that it's never too late. Like, better late than never, I want to say. You know, because I could have still been out. There's addicts that I've met that didn't get clean till like 60, 68. I was one of the youngest people when I tried to get clean the first few times. But yeah, I couldn't. I would to look back and wasted 30 years of my life. That would hurt.
And what is some advice to other people that might be going through the same things that you're going through?
You know, I would say just you just don't ever give up. You know, even when it seems like everything is against you. You know, it's like what Murphy's Law. You know, but what goes up must come down, but vice versa. You know, you gotta keep at it until you're dead. You know, that's the only excuse is if you're dead.
All right, well, it was a pleasure listening to your story.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So I guess the moral of this story is if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hope you guys enjoyed the video, or at least the story, though. You know, I know my production quality isn't too good, but it'll get better with time, alright? For sure, for sure. But anyways, you know, leave a comment down below. Tell me what things I need to improve on, you know, some questions that maybe you guys want to hear answered, some stuff like that, you know. I think you know the business, alright? You know, so... peace. See you next video, whenever that is.